Good morning, Susan. Hi, Janine. I guess we'll be seeing Rhonda pretty soon here. Good morning, Bob. Little quality time with a bite man here. That's my buddy. Good morning, Scott. How's everybody doing today? I think you lied to us, Rhonda. I think that was more like 3 minutes. You told us you'd be here in 2. Yeah, that chocolate pudding thing was amazingly good. I was surprised how awesome that was. I mean, I was hoping it'd be good, but that was amazing. I'm thinking right now I want to create another playlist on my thing called Brett's favorite recipes, and that'll definitely go in that one. That was amazing. And even I didn't eat it all at one in one sitting. It kind of sets up and becomes really hard if you put it in the refrigerator. But you scoop it into a plate, throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds, it's good to go again. So yeah, that was amazing stuff. There've been a number of recipes that I've done that I thought were really really great that are among my favorite, and you know that was definitely one of them. Yeah, well, I like to keep the vlogs real. It was just a result of how great the pudding was. I just realized I forgot to put the lights on going around the door jam behind there. I usually do that. Thinking, but looking to see if I could see the laser. I don't see the laser. The laser's not barely on. Man, I'm slacking today. I write it off though. I was really tired this morning. I usually get up at 8 o'clock on my days off, and got up and said, I want to go back to sleep. And so I stayed in bed until about 9:30. So that means it was a bit of a rush getting going because you got to get up, get everything ready to go, have breakfast, do all that stuff, do all the stuff you got to do to prepare for the live stream. And I guess I forgot a few things. Today you're making no bake peanut butter bars and with chocolate topping. That sounds good. Yeah, that's right, Rhonda. Got to blame the light. Break the ice off here. I'm officially home as opposed to not being officially home. Huh? Well, I'm not really somebody that craves chocolate a lot, so I don't anticipate that being a problem. But it is something I would definitely make again. Oh, we got a little competition here. Looks like Scott and Janine are both making peanut butter something. I don't know why souffle pans are hard to come by. Maybe I just didn't look in the right places, but and I mean, I got to admit, it was one of those things that it was like a last minute thing too. I said, I was digging through my book and I said, oh, that sounds good. Okay, oh, I need a souffle pan. Okay, well, we'll go over to Bed Bath and Beyond. They'll probably have one. Nope. Went to Kohl's. Nope. Target, Walmart. Nope. Nope. It's a shame. There's a store that's a kind of a chain throughout the country called Williams Sonoma that has like high end cooking stuff. And I used to go to that all the time in California, but the nearest one, unfortunately, here is in Dallas, and that's a little bit of a drive for a souffle pan. All right, I'm Uncle Breck. Who am I Uncle Breck to? Is it Charlotte Logan or Jessica? Oh, top vloggers are here. How you doing? Hi, Yvonne. Hello, Gene. Just Charlotte and Logan today. All right. Well, that'll keep it exciting. Hi, Brian. I think we're definitely done with the snow or the cold weather. We didn't get any snow this year. We had freezing rain for a couple days, and that was interesting. No snow this year. In fact, I put the garden in last week. You'll get to see the for my vegetables and stuff like that. You'll have to stay tuned for that one. That's probably true, Susan. I probably could have gotten away with not doing it. It is a no stick pan, but it's kind of a habit, and since the recipe called for it, it's probably something that was meant for the souffle pan. Didn't do a whole lot of good to keep it from sticking anyway. It was a mess in the dishwasher. Big chunk of ice here is getting in the way. Oh no, your furnace went out. Yeah, probably would not be a good thing to get any snow at this point. We were maybe supposed to have a some weather coming through. Let me actually look at our radar here, see where we are, because they're saying the possibility of severe storms today. I don't see anything in the area, but maybe it'll develop later in the afternoon. My radar is excellent for predicting the weather, but it's only good like maybe an hour or two in advance. 89.7 inches of snow this year. That is a lot of snow. That's like more than 7 feet of snow. Yeah, yeah. Well, like I say, I follow the recipes as it says, and there was definitely a lot of the butter was mixed in too. Now the outside wasn't crisp at all; it was soft. I mean, they called it like a brownie pudding kind of thing, and it was, it was like a pudding, a very very rich pudding. It was really good. Calm and chilly in Ohio today, but you had a fierce storm blow through yesterday. Okay. No snow in Las Vegas. Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't happen very often. Got to do an oil change. I had to do that a few weeks ago. You saw that vlog. You're over winter. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean that's the nice thing about different seasons though, is about the time you get tired of it, it moves on to something else. I'm ready for it to be over being cold too. I like the fact that I live in a place where it can snow, but it doesn't snow that often. So it's kind of a treat when it happens. And usually it's here for a day or two, and that's the end of it. At least that's been my experience so far. In my extensive 3 year history here. Yeah, the pans I was looking at were all made of porcelain. I saw them online too. I just wanted to see if I could find someplace because I wanted to make it that day. I didn't want to put it off a week. It's like okay, well we'll get to that next week. But the snap pan worked just fine. What are you doing, Bite? I hear you mowing over there, making a lot of noise. Yeah, there we go. We coaxed Nibble out. When I shook the kitty treat jar, I heard her jump off the shelf. There's one for you, Bite. And another one for Nibble. And another one for Bite. And another one that was for Nibble that ended up being for Bite because I can't shoot very well. And I keep hitting the wall, it bounces back. There we go. Got that one to her. You got like three in a row Bites. So I got to get a few to Nibble too. And now it's four in a row, right? You got to go for it, Nibble. Okay, well, I think she got one. Does the Easter Bunny come to my house? Yeah, I guess so. Haven't seen him, but there ends up being stuff here every once in a while. Comes down the chimney, right? Yeah, California definitely got some weather. I was talking to my boss about it yesterday, and even he was mentioning. I mean, he knows I'm from California, of course, and we were talking about how much snow and rain came, and he says, "Well, that should solve their water drought problems." I was saying, "No, not really, because when it comes down like that, California doesn't have any reservoirs or any place to hold that water, so it just all runs out to the ocean. The only thing that's really going to save California is the snow, because that snowpack will take weeks or months to melt, and it will slowly settle into the ground. And of course, I got some lakes in there that were really low that are in better shape now. There's Folsom Lake around where my sister lives, and that's been at very, very low levels for quite some time, and I guess that's doing better now. The kiddies are hearing the treats on the floor and they're looking for them. That's awesome. I love playing practical jokes on people's pets. I had a little gas fireplace in my house in California, and if you turn it on for a while, it would heat up the room. But it was, it wasn't a wood burning in any way. It was basically, it was an electric fireplace that had gas running into it. The cats liked it; they'd sleep in front of it, but it didn't do a very good job. I love my fireplace now. It's an actual wood burning fireplace, and does it heats up the house really nice. The bunnies come to the backyard and leave me Easter eggs. Okay. I think Trump's opponents would like to think he's in trouble, but this is such a sketchy case to begin with, and it is such a horrible, horrible precedent that we've set. I was just listening to an interview with Ted Cruz today, and he was saying, well, if we're going to go after Donald Trump for this, we got to go after Hillary Clinton. She did the same thing, same exact thing, um, when she had the Steele dossier created. You're in bed with a cat on your chest, huh? Yeah, well, that's what I've been thinking too. I keep hearing that like this prosecutor, this DA, uh, reduces 50% of the felonies down to misdemeanors, but then he goes after Trump on an issue that would clearly be a misdemeanor, and he has that pushed up to a felony. I just think this should concern everybody, not even just Trump supporters. It should concern everybody because if they can do that to an ex-president, they can do it to anyone. We've opened the floodgates now. Biden's going to get prosecuted what he's done because I mean he's guilty of way more than that. Yeah, I'm aware that the Gwyneth Paltrow trial is over. I don't even know how it ended. Yeah, exactly. Hunter Biden too. She won. Okay. Yeah, I kind of guess I got the impression that's what happened. Well, the thing that also scares me about this whole precedent is this is clearly a warning to anyone else who would ever oppose the Democrats. Do this and do that, and we will do this to you too. Yeah, I couldn't care less about a lot of those trials. Like I said, I guess the Paltrow trial has been over for a few days, and I knew it was over, but I I don't remember really following the OJ trial that closely. I'm pretty sure there will be cameras in the courtroom because the Democrats they want that image, they want the imagery, but I think this is going to backfire on them big time. Yeah, like I said, I didn't watch the OJ trial. Can I post a recipe for popcorn for the court? Yeah, I don't think they'd allow that. Yeah, so I'm not really interested in watching a Trump trial either. Ratings will soar, and I can be your Tom Brokaw. Well, that's what the Democrats want. They want a mugshot. I hear him. Yeah, I think that's what I heard too, Rhonda. He'll be in a really nice suit with a bright red tie, and it'll be a smile. He'll have a smile on his face because what they want to see him is him looking defeated and dour. But this is real banana republic stuff. This is what you see in countries like Iran and North Korea, where you target your political enemies using the legal system. Not generally, but we talk about whatever people want to talk about. No, I've never gone on Truth Social. Bleh, can't even say it. Truth Social. Yeah, we talk about whatever people want to talk about. I do generally try and stay away from politics because it is sort of divisive. But yeah, we talk about food a lot because nobody ever gets into fights when somebody says, "Hey, I like steak." It's like, no, I don't like steak. I like chicken. Ah! It's never any of that. And I don't think less of anyone because I like something I don't. People here have a pretty good idea what I like. I've thought about trimming the tree, but I think it would make the tree too lopsided on one side, and I'd be concerned that the counterbalance of those branches would result in a problem, maybe making the tree fall over. I don't want that to happen. I like that. I like that tree in the backyard. It's a pain in the neck when it drops leaves in the pool, but being from Canada, you have no opinion on Trump. Yeah, right. Now the pudding's gone, long gone. Yeah, I like seafood too, Brad. a heavy breakfast and now you're lying down. That's why you had a cat on your chest. Yeah, right. If it's spicy, I like it. There is a tree doctor. I'm more concerned about some of the trees in the front yard actually. Those pecan trees are getting pretty massive, and I may have them trimmed at some point. I've done a couple of seafood recipes. I did fish in the Instant Pot. It was all right. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, there you don't have to cook it exactly the way. If you want to do something, make it vegan. That's awesome. Some of those bagged up soups I got from my mom a while back. They advertise it's vegan as if you prepare it as it is, but you can add meat or something to it. But it's good just by itself. No, I don't use the pecans. The pecans are for the squirrels. Something with prawns or lobster. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I love both. The trunk of the tree in the backyard is on my property. Same with the pecan trees in the front yard. There's three of them. And they're absolutely massive. That's what I love about the front yard is the trees. I mean, they're all bare right now because the leaves haven't really popped out, but it's an amazing canopy over the front yard. Yeah, the pool's pretty much just in maintenance mode now. We've got the water all clear. The only thing that's really in there right now is stuff that's falling in there as time goes by. So, yeah, the pool's ready to go. All we got to do is get the temperature up. It's still pretty cool, but we've had some warm days for the last couple of days. So it's getting, probably about 70, 71, 72 degrees in there. Another 12 or 14 degrees, I'll be good. You have a tree in your yard. I can't imagine living in a place with where the soil is radioactive. I just don't think I'd move there. I haven't seen Jordan's girlfriend yet. I think he had a picture of her in his background picture on his cell phone, and I think I saw her there. But I hope he takes it easy with her, and that his fans take it easy with her because that would be a shame if his fans ruined it again. You come up here and visit. There we go. There's the bite, man. Yeah, let's make that fur fly. Yeah, there's Bite. Yeah, here's my chunky cat. Oop, trying to escape from me here. Look at your fans, Bite. Come on, look at them. I am actually collecting clips for a blooper video. There will be one at some point. Oh, Suzanne's cat died last night. I'm sorry. Yeah, now I'm covered with cat hair. Oh, your neighbor cat. Okay, sorry, I misread that. I got to read more with a point of comprehending what I'm reading. Oh, I see a little orange face peering out around the corner there. There's Nibble. Let's see if we can coax her into the spotlight here with a well-placed kitty treat. I'm not very good at well-placed kitty treats, so you usually get them, don't you? Yeah, there we go. We got her to come out again. It's funny. She used to come out here all the time for the live streams. Now I'm having problems getting her to do the come beyond that, come beyond where she is there. Okay, well, we know Nibble got that one. Because that one scooted right past Bite and he wasn't fast enough because he's too fat. Yes, he is. He's too fat. Yeah, I've heard Jordan talk about his girlfriend. Like I said, I still haven't seen the video of her. I guess I heard he was going to do that at some point. Yeah, it's funny how you kind of just inherit pets. That's how Bite and Nibble came into my life. Now they're both out there looking to see, is there any treats that we missed? Sniffing around looking for something. Nibble. Oh well. That's, I think, the farthest I've seen Nibble come out here for a live stream in a while. She's halfway down the hall. I think she's warming up to us. Are you warming up to us, Nibble? Huh? All right, let's see. What have I missed here? Yeah, I'm happy that they're happy too. Jordan's a great guy. He deserves to have somebody in his life who cares for him, makes him as happy as he makes everyone else. Mike needs a cat treadmill. Yeah, I doubt he'd use it though. The only thing he's interested in running after these days is treats. I think Jordan is going to take precautions to protect her identity, to make sure that there isn't an issue. I don't know exactly what happened with his last girlfriend, but I know that she was basically hounded by some of his fans and still looking. Put a treat. So it's like hey, dangle a carrot in front of him, huh? I think he's smart enough. He'll figure out that that's just a scam. Yeah, I don't know. I've gone this far into my life at this point. I don't know. No, I've never gone on any dating apps. Yeah, I guess they just let Rhonda have a Sunday off for once. Or no, I didn't hear that Raquel passed. If you're younger, you'd hit on me. That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, Raquel Welch was a beautiful woman. Her daughter was pretty cute too. I remember her from the movie Cocoon. Logan said I'm her boyfriend, huh? Gotta keep the tenses and all that stuff right here. Yeah, she was the female alien that Steve Gutenberg had a thing for. I didn't hear that she passed. That was weird. That's interesting. Let's see what's going here. Oh, it happened a long time ago, though. It didn't happen like in the last couple of days. According to this, she died in February. That's news to me. I can't be your boyfriend because I'm her uncle. That would be a little strange. I'd have to move further south to do that. I guess in this case, further east. How's my mom? I just saw she sent a text. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, basically, she's doing physical therapy. That's the big thing right now. Before they release her back into her apartment, they want her to be mobile enough. And unfortunately, she lost a lot of ground being in bed for a month. So she's got to kind of claw her way back to the level of independence she had before she ended up in the hospital. But she says every day they're getting stronger. She broke it up into two messages because she actually accidentally pressed send before she finished it. It was a nice day today. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Wow, they still aren't over it. Really, let's look at the radar here. See what's going on in California right now. Yeah, I'm not seeing any rain or snow in the area. So maybe they're like us. Maybe it'll be later in the day. We're supposed to get some today too, but I don't see anything here for us. Anyway, let's see. Supposed to snow today, tomorrow. Probably a few of you are having winter weather yet. Oh, yeah, she's probably saying there's probably a few of you still having winter weather. We were talking about that a little earlier, so she is correct. She says it's usually cold there, but it's sunny. Quite a change. She says hi to Charlotte and Logan. So there you go. It's physical therapy and weather reports. Yeah, I don't really follow what's going on with Prince Harry and Meghan. They're knitting thumbs again. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Hey, there's Eric. Pool's doing a lot better. Yeah, It's just a matter of keeping up with it now, keeping up with the leaves that end up in it. But the pool sweep's doing a good job. The water's nice and clear again. So, I'm glad that that happened. That, we basically didn't put a bunch of chemicals in there and just let the filter do its thing. Susan's checking out. Thanks for stopping in, Susan. Good talking to you. There isn't a particular month when it starts. I like to get the pool to a temperature that's like in the mid 80s, and we're always away from that yet. However, it was like 90 yesterday, and the temperature, the weather was about 90 degrees yesterday. So that, that should help a little bit. Temperature's got to be going up, but I think it's probably still low 70s, 71, 72, something like that. I want to get it up into at least the 80s before I start thinking about that. So it'll probably be June, and we'll both stay in it until about September or so. Those two royals are a joke. The truth is, only one of them's a royal. The other one's just a royal pain. Yeah, exactly. They did it to themselves. I mean, you don't go in and publicly bash your family, uh, and then just expect, oh yeah, we're okay. It's gonna be good. 4 degrees. That's pretty cold. Let's see. That's probably. Let's see, I got my little unit converter here. Let's see. Temperature. There we go. 30. I would say it's probably about 40 degrees. 39.2 degrees. So I'm pretty good at figuring that out, huh? Yeah. I don't know about YouTube shorts. Hey, it's the other Brack. How you doing? Yeah, definitely a climber. Well, I don't even need to do any really complicated calculations to figure out what 0 Celsius is. What's my favorite thing about Texas compared to California? The people. The people are so nice. But I mean, that's not the end of it. There's so many things that are great about Texas. I am really glad I came here. Can you believe it's been almost 4 years now? It'll be 4 years in May. So much has happened, and most of it's good. I mean, okay, losing my dad, that was a drag. No, I didn't get to go to see the Donald Trump rally last week. I would have liked to, but I had to work. And you survived going to Dallas? Hey, bye. Just walking around going meow, meow, meow. Meow. Yeah, I know time does fly. You gonna come up and visit? Huh? You can? Yeah, I knew you would. Take your daughter to a Taylor Swift concert and then Six Flags. That's kind of fun. I've actually kind of wanted to go up to see Six Flags. I've seen Six Flags in California, and I actually did go to Six Flags here in Texas probably I don't know 35 years ago when I was a kid. Our church group, went to a youth convention in I think it was in Kansas City, and we drove there in a motorhome, and we came through Texas. What made me choose Waco? I've told the story before. I came to Texas about 4 months before I moved here, and with the goal of seeing what was here, trying to figure out where I wanted to come. I had a kind of list of cities that I wanted to check out, and I knew basically I'd looked at Google Maps, their satellite view, and realized that Texas isn't all desert. People have this stereotype that Texas is just it's all desert. It isn't. The west half of the state is, but the east half of the state is very, very green, and so a lot of moisture coming in off the Gulf, and so I knew I wanted to be on the east side of the state somewhere. So I came and I visited probably about half a dozen cities in the state, and Waco was one of the ones that was on my list. I also looked at one on the east side, almost on the Louisiana border, called Longview. And I looked at Rockwall, which is up near Dallas. I looked at Dallas and Fort Worth. Um, and when I came to Waco, I just fell in love with the place. I loved all the trees, and it kind of had a very small town feel to it, but it was a big enough town where it had everything you needed. So I just fell in love with it, and I have not regretted moving here, not for a second. Everything really fell into place. Turning his back on his fans. You are your cat's butler, huh? Yeah, well, I mean, I remember when I was, I wonder if they're actually on this phone here. I remember when I was here, I was looking at house prices, and I kept texting pictures to my dad. Let's see, it's going to be way, way, way back here. It's just going to be dad texts. There we go. There's one. Let's see. Because I remember I was kind of wandering around town. I pulled out Zillow and began looking at house prices, and we got to be getting pretty close here. There's stuff about me selling the house, paint chips because we had to paint the house. So I think when Jordan and I went to Peterson Automotive Museum, I sent him some pictures of that, my new car. So yeah, we got to be getting pretty close here. Yeah, see, I was going around looking at houses and was kind of blown away by the prices. And I think that's what really kind of sold me on it. $299,000 for a big, huge house. I was thinking, okay, well, yeah, I know that's the kind of money I'm going to have to be able to do it. 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 35, almost 3,600 square feet, 369,000. That'd be $1.5 million house in California. So yeah, I mean, that was a big part of it. Yeah, well, that was reason number two, Rhonda. I wanted to be the wacko from Waco. And I guess I just love the area so much. I still like going out and walking at night. I went out and took a walk last night about midnight. It was warm enough to do that. It was quiet. I like the trees, and I try and live my life to the fullest, and just enjoy what's around me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe going to the beach isn't quite the thing with me that it might be for other people. I've lived near the ocean most of my life, so the ocean it's like going outside to me. I do agree though. When I went to California last April to for my mom's birthday, Beth's dad just kind of took me one day, and we went and saw a bunch of fun things. And I do remember going to the beach, and I do miss the smell of the salt air. It was like, oh, that was kind of fun. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to be real. It's just this is who I am. See, I've sometimes thought about changing the name of the vlog from Escaping the Mouse to something else, because at this point, this isn't really about escaping the mouse. I've escaped the mouse. The mouse is in my rear view mirror. I don't need to worry about him. But it'd be too complicated to change the name at this point. So I think we'll stick with what we got. But this is just kind of a journal of my life. It's me explaining what's going on in my world. It's a heck of a lot easier than writing. You're all a little wacko too. That's true. And learn to drive a motorcycle. I'd like to do that too. Maybe if I go visit Jordan one of these times. I know he got himself a motorcycle a while back. Go riding with Jordan. That'd be fun. Get a little sidecar for Jaw. Am I a strong swimmer? I'm a swimmer. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't call myself a strong swimmer, but I can swim. Yeah, usually with leftovers, especially with like cooking vlogs and stuff like that, it doesn't last long enough for me to freeze it for the most part. Because usually I'll just eat it until it's gone. I have frozen some things. Well, that is another reason maybe for not having to go to the beach is that I have the pool. And we have the lake here. If I really wanted to swim in open water, I could do that too. I haven't been in the lake though. Yeah, the like Mississippi and Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia, they've been pounded with tornadoes lately. We're supposed to get some severe weather, um, maybe coming through today, so I'm looking forward to that. They're saying possibility of, strong rain, hail, maybe even a tornado. So I don't know. You'll be the first to hear if it happens. Got some gunk in my glasses here. I'm turning my head and there. That's better. You get fingerprints on your glasses and you can't see. You can flounder. Yeah, well, I may be somewhere between a strong swimmer and a flounder, but no, the pudding's gone. That's long gone. Your glasses are always dirty. Yeah, that was actually one of the main things that made me get new glasses was the fact. Well, besides the fact the frame broke, is that the old glasses were so scratched that I couldn't get them clean again. Were your glasses dirty because you were a lifeguard? See, I've actually got two pairs of reading glasses now. I got those just over the counter ones that I actually bring those to work now, and I use those at work, and then I leave these at home on the computer. So these are the prescription ones. These are the good ones. Yeah, no, I didn't have a tall glass of milk with a pudding. You're right. I think several people commented on that. It would have been good too because milk is really good with that. I think the reason usually when I get milk out, it's because it's for a meal, and so I think that's what's going on there. It was that wasn't a meal, that was a dessert, and so usually when you see me do the review of the food, the second I turn the camera off, it's like, okay, I'm eating the rest of it, and so at that point, I want to get the milk out too because the milk is part of the meal for me. But like I said, that was just a dessert, and that's why. But I probably should have because milk is really really good with that. I was thinking it needed some, it would go good with like whipped cream or ice cream too. Vanilla ice cream would be awesome with that. Yeah, Breck's World. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, it gets a little complicated because if you actually look at the web address for my channel, it actually says "escaping the mouse" in the uh, in the web address in the URL. And so, I mean, I suppose I could technically change the name of it if I wanted to, but it was still I'd be stuck with that web address because you lose the web address and everybody's got to find you again. And you have no luck with the Instant Pot. Did I have to take a while to adjust it? No, actually, I got used to it real quick. I mean, I started out with real simple things. First thing I really wanted is I love steamed vegetables, steamed broccoli, steamed cauliflower, steamed Brussels sprouts, steamed corn, steamed peas, And so I started out with that, and then I got a couple of books on the subject, and with instant pot recipes, and just tried them, and they all worked out really well. And I love that thing. That thing is such a versatile tool. Don't give up on it. It's a great thing. Breck's World, huh? Hello, friends, and welcome to Breck's World with your host, me, Breck. Yeah, I guess it couldn't be Breck's World if it was hosted by someone else, right? Don't like the sprouts, huh? Oh man, that's see, they're a real acquired taste. I get it, and I think I acquired the taste from my dad because my dad loved Brussels sprouts too, and I love them. So, but I always love, really. I was just thinking yesterday. I like really extreme flavors. I like grapefruit juice rather than orange juice. I like cranberry juice. I like jalapenos. I like anything spicy. Really extreme flavors. I don't think my mom uses her instant pot as much as. Well, I know she doesn't use it as much as I do. I think she's still a little intimidated by it. And when we were there, in when I was there in April, I showed her how to do it, and it isn't that hard. But I think if she did use it, I think she'd learn to love it. Yeah, I love cheese too. In fact, I always have a block of sharp cheddar cheese in the fridge. I'll just chop off a big chunk on it and snack on it on TV while I'm watching TV at night. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they love their air fryers. Yeah, there's Rhonda. Rhonda right there saying, I have an air fryer and I love it. Did autocorrect turn to autocorrect into autocrop? Because that would actually be pretty funny. Rhonda doesn't know what model, but she knows it isn't the one that was recalled. That's good. It's good to have to know that your air fryer wasn't recalled. Yeah, I hear people say they love their air fryers. I'm the same way with my Instant Pot, except for the microwave and the toaster oven. It's the most common cooking thing I have. I use it all the time. I love doing veggies in it, and I've really been fascinated with all the other things that you can do in it. I've made so many great meals in that thing, from stews to fish recipes to, even like, using it to broil things. It's amazing all the stuff that we can do. Yeah, a lot of my cooking utensils and stuff like that were gifts to me from my parents, specifically my mom. My dad was always into giving me like tools and stuff like that, but my mom always liked household appliances, things that I could use in the kitchen. And so I have if you watch my vlogs, I have a very impressive collection of tools. Well, if you watch my vlogs, I have an equally impressive collection of dishes and cooking utensils and stuff like that. So, that's what spices do I put on steamed vegetables? None. I don't put spices on vegetables. I have a little bit of homemade jalapeno salt that I've made, and I've used that sometimes. That's really good. But I think a lot of times veggies are perfect the way they are, especially corn on the cob. I don't touch corn on the cob with anything. It goes in there. You put it in the instant pot for 3 minutes, bring it out, and just eat it right off the cob. Corn on the cob is like the perfect vegetable, I think. Yeah, have a good church, Gene. Good talking to you. Thanks for stopping in. The concern I have, I mean, I'm not against the idea of an air fryer. It's just I'm quickly running out of room in the kitchen to put stuff. I'm gonna have to build out a bigger kitchen or something here. Maybe blow this wall out behind me and expand the kitchen. But then I'd be encroaching into this room, and I love the size of this room. So do I have a little potato company potatoes there? Uh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's one of those things I haven't really tried. I mean, you can get them at the grocery store. You have 3 feet of counter space. Yeah. My mom was in the same situation. So, and I mean, I was sort of to some extent in my kitchen in California too. And so, that table I built on the back wall here, I built a couple of those in my house in California and like quadrupled my counter space. I probably had, I don't know, 40, 50 feet of counter space in the kitchen if I needed it. And it was nice for like if I was entertaining or something because you use one of them for preparing food, one of them for like putting the food out, so people want to kind of go by and pick the different stuff, you get it on there, and you have like your the third one for like dishes and cups and eating utensils and all that fun stuff. How's the Christmas tree in the pot coming? It didn't survive the last winter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another one. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I did just had the artificial tree in the house last year, and that worked pretty well. Yeah, see, that was one of the things I looked for in it when I was looking for a house, Rhonda, is I wanted a nice size kitchen, and this one's got a nice size kitchen. So yeah, unfortunately, my kitchen isn't wide enough to do an island. If I put an island in there, I wouldn't be able to get through. To get technical, one bedroom here is a walk-in closet. That's another thing I like about Waco is the houses are on big lots, and so I'm on a third of an acre of land, which is why I have such a huge backyard, and that allows you to have the house sprawl out quite a bit too. The house is probably 20% larger than the house I had in California. Will the train village be a permanent fixture? Actually, no, the train village has been disassembled. So it's back in the garage now. See, I don't need to worry about espresso makers or coffee makers. I don't drink coffee, so there isn't even a coffee pot in the house. I got some coffee cups up in those cabinets there, and I never use them. No basement here. They don't seem to do a lot of that in Texas, which it seems odd because it seems like a basement would be a likely thing for an area where there's tornadoes. Because if you built the basement correctly, it could act as a tornado shelter. But it's okay. I got the storm shelter in the garage, so I'm good to go. And that thing's built like a tank. Girls' room is a walk-in closet, has bunk beds, two dressers, a toy box, and a play area. So it's a big closet, okay? Everyone got quiet all of a sudden. I'm slacking a little bit too. I'm two-thirds or three-quarters of the way through the live stream. I only just finished my first glass of vodka here. I got one more ready to go here. You ask what it means, what's meant by "don't mess with Texas." Well, Texas is an interesting state because at one point Texas was its own country. There was a period between when it was ceased to be Mexican territory and became a state of the United States. And at that point, it was a state or a country all by itself. Now, it was a country that eventually got absorbed into the U.S. But at that point, that was back around the times of like the Alamo, and there's some big battles that happened here, uh, in the Mexican American War. And I think that was just kind of a slogan that kind of arose out of those times. But it's still something that's very, very popular around here. Texans have a great deal of pride in this state. I'm much more proud of living in Texas than I ever was in California. That Texas flag, I never owned a California state flag. I bought that Texas state flag the day I entered Texas when I was coming here for the first time with Jordan. I got that at the when we went to the Billy the Kid Museum. I got it there, and that's been a staple of my live streams. It's been in the background of I think pretty much every one of them. Even when I do one outside, which it's getting to the point where it's nice and warm, might be able to do that again. Well, ironically, Texas is mostly Republican now, but back in the Civil War days when all of this was happening, Texas was well, when Texas first became a state, it was a very blue state. The southern states were very, very blue in the 1800s, and that only really changed in about the 1980s. I mean, you think about it, Jimmy Carter was from Georgia. Bill Clinton came from Arkansas. And Johnson, LBJ, came from Texas. It was just a very, very blue state. So I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with that, because the red shift in Texas and in much of the South is a relatively recent phenomena. I don't know. I think just it that kind of stuff just changes with time. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it is that changed that seriously, but things began changing pretty seriously after the Civil War in the South, because the entire economy collapsed when you couldn't use slave labor anymore. Yeah, yeah. There's two bright blue areas in Texas. One is around Dallas and Fort Worth, and the other is around Austin. And I'm dead center right in the middle of them. So that eventually those two blobs are going to blow, going to grow, and hopefully, not merge together at some point. But Texas is still a very red state. Yeah, yeah. There's still companies that don't allow you to bring um, firearms into there, and I think honestly it's stupid. But it's a private business; they can do what they want. But Texas is an open carry state, and you know what? I haven't seen blood running in the streets. I just haven't. Yeah, I mean, I think and I think if I were to carry a weapon into a store and something came, I would be really influenced to say, well, you know what, I'll use my gun to get out of there, and say, hey, you know what, I know that this store doesn't approve of me having weapons in here, so I'm not going to use my weapon to defend this store, but I'm just going to get myself out of here, and I will respect their right to, I'd be encouraged to do that. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably try and stop the situation. But yeah, yeah, I know you have very strict laws about firearms in Canada. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to move to Canada. The problem with the gun-free zone rules is the criminals don't follow them. You know, Oh man, yeah, you have no idea, Rhonda. Every time I sign or every time I post a video, I have to go through a checklist and say, is there any drug use? Is there any rude humor? Is there any dangerous or deceptive behavior? And all those things, okay, I understand. I get that, and it's always a no-brainer for me because I don't do that on my videos. But one of the things that I disagree with with YouTube on this is that they don't want you doing anything where you're talking, showing guns that are real or even not real ones. It's like, wait, that's a constitutional right in the United States. You don't have the, it seems dumb that they won't let you do that. I'd love to do a video on guns. There's a gun safety class that I'd like to take, and I think that would be a very useful thing, to show people how to do that. But you're right, YouTube is very triggered by guns. It's sad. Yeah, I agree. It's very anti-American, but that's a lot of big tech these days. Well, that's the whole point. If there was a legitimate way of getting rid of every gun and making sure that there wouldn't be any more, then you could make an argument, but you're never going to do that. That genie's out of the bottle. There's too many people that can make them in their garage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm every time I'm told that if I do too much talk about or show guns or anything like that, and if I lie about it when I'm filling out that survey every time I post a video, that they'll demonetize my video. They say it's because advertisers don't want to advertise on anything that's promoting guns. I think it's just that YouTube doesn't like guns. But theoretically, all those big channels out there that are about guns, they're probably if YouTube is being consistent, they're not monetized. I don't know. Do you see commercials on them? I got to admit, I don't go watch YouTube videos on firearms. I've heard of people 3D printing guns. I don't know if I'd want to have a gun made out of plastic though. That just doesn't sound like a good idea. Yeah, that's it. One time use. And it's like, no, okay. Yeah, there are a lot of sad cases like that, but there's just as many cases where guns are used defensively. We don't hear about it very much anymore, but there was a shooting at a church a couple years ago in a town in Texas called White Settlement, and some guy pulled out a gun, and a concealed carry owner had a gun in the church and shot the guy dead. The whole thing was over in like 5 seconds. And I agree with Yvonne. That was the parents' fault. If you have a gun, you got to take responsibility for it, just like you do with anything else. Anything else that can be dangerous. I've got tools in my garage that can be very dangerous in the wrong hands. And trust me, if there were kids around here, I'd secure those tools so that the kids couldn't get out. It's the same with firearms. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube is consistent about this. Any of those channels that are exclusively about guns would have to be demonetized. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's some wiggle room in there, but it isn't clear from the survey. Yeah, steak knives. That's hammers and steak knives and stuff like that. More people are killed with those every year than guns. We just nobody tries to ban knives here. I mean, here they're trying to do that or have done that in England. No, we're no knives is like, really, give me a break. Knives and guns and hammers are not inherently bad. It's only the people who wield them can be bad. And the solution to that is if somebody's a criminal, you put them in jail, leave them there. Yeah, medication, same thing. And that's a good point, Breck. You can't just ban everything that somebody can hurt somebody. You can't ban rocks. Let's not forget that the first recorded murder was a rock. Yeah, I've been hearing about that too, John. It isn't it isn't a weapon problem, it's a people problem. You have people that don't respect each other and feel that if they've been disrespected or if they don't like something about somebody else, that they have a right to do something about it. Yeah, I know. I was the same way, Yvonne. I had cap guns when I was a kid. Stricter gun laws in terms of safe storage and keeping that of the rights of kids, but I don't want to have people that should be able to have guns not be able to get guns because of a law. Yes, people that have a criminal record, a history of violence, they shouldn't be getting guns. But and I don't have 17 guns; I only have two. But is the pool ready? Not yet. I mean, it's clear and blue, and you can see the bottom again. And we're just maintaining it now, keeping the leaves and all that stuff out of it. And we're running the vacuum a lot, and that's doing a good job. And the filter's doing the rest. But it's a few months before the temperature is going to get up to the point where I'm going to get anywhere near that. I don't even have the ladder in the pool yet. Yeah, well, that's it. I don't have a problem, showing kids, you doing bite, you nut, showing kids, how to handle them safely, what to do if you find one, all that stuff, keeping them out of the hands of children. I'm all for that, but it's especially complicated in the United States because we have the Second Amendment. People do damage when they're drunk too. We tried outlawing alcohol, that didn't work well. Yeah, exactly. That's just part of being a good parent, teaching your kids that hey, if this is not something to play with. You know, you know, whether it's a gun, whether it's a hammer, whether it's some medication that someone left around. You got to teach the kids don't mess with us. If you find it, bring it to an adult or tell an adult about it. I'm going to replace the rip pool cover soon. Probably not until next year. And like I said, I think I want to do like a canvas tarp or something, something that will allow the water to soak through when it rains, but will hold like leaf waste. But I got to find a tarp that's large enough. And a lot of the tarps they have are water resistant, and that's not gonna solve the problem. I want it to be not waterproof. I want the water to be able to soak through it. But a lot of the problems with the tarp type plastic liners that I've been using so far, or covers I've been using, is they stretch, and so you get the weight of the water in there, and it just kind of stretches, and the water just puddles in there. Yeah, there were cannabis stores all over the place in California too. I don't know. I don't necessarily see that as serious of a problem as some of the harder drugs, but yeah, and I would guess if it's enough of a problem in your town and the next town over, it's not it's not cannabis. It's probably something else. Because unfortunately, heroin's still a big thing. Crack is still a big thing. Meth is a big thing, and that's probably what you're dealing with is it's meth. Yeah, that's probably true. There are a few, because I mean, people drink and drive, so you know, it sounds really stupid to me, but yeah, fentanyl, that's a big thing too. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I tried the pool cushions a couple years ago. I couldn't keep them inflated all season, and that was a part of the problem. Is they deflate, and then it doesn't hold the tarp up. No, marijuana is completely illegal in Texas. I mean, I see them sell CBD. Sorry, not CPD. That's something else. Yeah, I agree with you, Suzanne. The problem is that we got revolving door prisons. They let them in, they let them out, and then they commit more crimes. Well, it was the pool place that suggested the pillows, the pool cushions, and like I said, I bought them from Leslie's, but they didn't stay. They didn't stay inflated all season. So by the time the leaves really start falling, the cushions aren't there. This has been a constant struggle to figure out how to do this. Somebody suggested inner tubes last year, and that's something I'd consider too, because I would bet you inner tubes would remain inflated. But like I said, I'm seriously thinking like about a canvas tarp or something like that, something that would allow the water to soak through, but not the leaves and the leaf waste. And the beauty of that, I could have left the pool vacuum in the water all winter, except for the fact that that big structure I had in the middle, always got in the way. And so what would happen is the pool vacuum would go around that, and then it would get stuck and it couldn't move. Yeah, pine needles would be an issue too for a pool. Oh, I'm sure there is but I kind of like to try my own thing, and you know, that's always the issue, though. I've never understood, why people are so, so high on the idea of the pool covers, because once again, the point of the pool cover isn't just to keep the leaf waste out, but to keep the water out. And if the pool is lower than the edges, then all that's going to happen is that water is going to accumulate in there. Get to replace the liner or the cover. Because I'm coming up on 3 years in this house, and my understanding, the liner in the pool is original to the pool. The liner. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Okay. Would maintenance on an in-ground pool be easier than above ground? Um, I don't think so. I don't see how there'd be any benefit to that. Pine needles are like razors. I guess they are. It isn't just the point, because yeah, you're right. You rub your finger on them. It's like a saw blade. Well, that's sort of what I was trying with the with that PVC structure I built last year, is to have it higher in the middle and then taper out. But I still had the problem with the pool, with the water accumulating on the cover and then stretching the cover to the point where it just pooled in there. Yeah, well, I one of the things I've also thought, Yvonne, is like garden netting. That would be something that'd be enough to, be light enough so I could like drape it over that thing in the middle, leave the pool, leave the probably just run the cords across the pool like I did last year. Wouldn't need the plastic thing. Wouldn't need the PVC thing in the middle, and do something that way. Now, one of the things I've considered with that though is there'd be an issue with, um, you know, a lot of the stuff that comes out of the trees is like, when the leaves first start budding, there's this little, I don't even know what you call them, but the little prickly things that are part of the leafing process, and that's so tiny that it might go through the holes in the netting. That's why I was thinking like a canvas tarp or something. All right, so Scott finished up the peanut butter bars with a chocolate topping, and they're in the fridge. Can't wait to taste them. They sound good. You drain the pool every spring, and had a truck bring the water in after you wash the inside. Yeah, that'd be a good way to do that. Uh, I it'd be really hard. I don't have a pump at this point that would be able to pump all the water out of the pool, because the only pump in there is the one attached to the skimmer, and once the water level drops below the skimmer level, um, that's the end. So yeah, I mean, I could create a siphon and siphon it out, and it would probably take a week or two siphon it out. But then I'd have to put all that water back in, and that's horribly expensive. It'd be nice if I had like a 20,000 gallon tank in the yard somewhere. I could just pump the water out into the tank and then pump it back into the pool when I'm ready. That sounds like that would be a little expensive though. You had to pail it out? Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I definitely use a siphon because um, my backyard kind of slopes down towards the street anyway. And so if I ran a hose all the way out to the street, the hose at the street level is going to probably be 3 or 4 feet below the bottom of the pool because that's how much it tapers down over the period of over the space of the from the front yard to the backyard. And so I could easily siphon it out. And I'm definitely a work smarter, not harder kind of person. Yeah, I can't imagine using a pail to bail out to drain a pool. I mean, even the big 5 gallon buckets. I have a 12,500 gallon pool. So I mean, let's do the math here. Let's see. Pull up the calculator here. This is why I love having cell phones. Remember when your teacher said you're not gonna always have a calculator with you? Yeah. What did she know? Yeah, it's 2,500 bucketfuls. You wanted the pool, so you had to take care of it. Yeah, well, that was sort of what it was with me and my pets too. Okay, yours was half my size, so still a siphon would work better, especially when you start getting down to the bottom, of the water. At that point, there's so much, you can't bail out when the water gets so low. Yeah, I love my pool too. It's worth the time it takes to maintain it. What about getting a heater? I've thought about a heater for the pool. Wave machine, no, not so much. That that blue bruise, I don't even know. I noticed that when I saw it on the camera. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. I'm funny that way. I'll hurt myself and not realize that I did it until a while later. I obviously bumped something. I don't know. It doesn't hurt. Like I said, I didn't even. I at one point I kind of raised my arm and I saw it a little bit on the camera here, look at the screen. It's like, oh, that's weird. I don't remember doing that. Probably bumped something at work. Bruised like a peach. Yeah, wave machine. I definitely need a larger pool for that, and it'd probably be better to have an in-ground pool too. I think the constant impact of the waves on the side of this thing would eventually destroy the side. So Your legs look like you were beat with a hose. That's no good. Oh, you're on blood thinners. Okay. What's on the menu for dinner? I haven't decided yet. I don't have anything thawing yet, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. Canadian bacon roast. That sounds good. Do you have tobacco shops in Texas? Yeah. Yeah, they're here. And you're a little bit more aware of people smoking in Texas than in California. California, there was such a negative stigma to it that people just didn't do it. That's probably a good idea, but I don't know. You call it pee meal, huh? Does it make you pee? Do I see more overweight people in Texas than California? No, I think it's probably about the same. Smoking is banned all over. I mean, I'm torn on that issue. Smoking is horrible. It's bad for you. It's bad for everyone around you. It smells disgusting. I don't even like being in the room with people who are smoking, but I don't like bans on that kind of thing either. I think, you should be able to make up your own mind there. Tobacco shops in Ohio also sell CBD. Okay. Yeah, I see that advertised around here. Um, but uh, don't really have any knowledge of it. Any plantation estates in Waco? Yeah, I think it's kind of the older part of town. There are some really, really large plantations, but in order to really get the big places these days, you actually get to go out of town. A lot of people go to Crawford, which is where which is where the Bushes live. I think it's where Chip and Joanna Gaines actually live. I think they got a ranch in Crawford, which is probably about 15 miles from here. You to disclose if you smoked in your house, if you put up for sale. Yeah, I agree with you, Yvonne. That's ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you've made the house not smell like cigarette smoke, then that's as far as it goes. It shouldn't be forced to disclose that that happened. I think that's an infringement on your liberty. You get into the house if you smell cigarette smokes. If that's a problem, don't buy the house. Yeah, I figured. I'm pretty sure I know what you meant, Yvonne. Jeez, can't smoke any closer than 9 meters to a door. Oh man. Or to visit any country outside the U.S., where would I want to go? Um, I'd love to go to Iceland because I would love to see the geology there. Um, Interestingly enough, a lot of the places I'd like to go would be for the geological reasons. I'd love to go to Italy and visit Pompeii, for instance. I know Jordan went there and was fascinated by it. Brought me a rock back from Mount Vesuvius. I think we got to do a live stream one day where we just try and create the weirdest autocorrect errors, and we'll have a contest to see which one's best. And from Texas falls into Icelandic volcano. Phil News at 11. That's funny. That would be a great way to. I mean, that would make my vlogs immortal. Well, Jordan's already been to Pompeii. Like I said, I would love to go see because Iceland is a very interesting place. If you've ever looked at like a topographical map of the Atlantic Ocean, right down the middle of the ocean, there's something called the Mid-Oceanic Ridge. It's a divergent plate boundary where the ground is separating and pushing apart. That's the reason the North America looks like it fits perfectly with Europe, and South America looks like it fits perfectly with Africa because millions of years ago they were the same and they began pushing apart. Well, that mid-oceanic ridge comes ashore in one place. It divides Iceland right in half. And that's why there's this big line of volcanoes going right through the middle of north to south through the island. And I would love to see that. I enjoyed going to Hawaii too. I know that's not a foreign country, but one of the things I liked was going and seeing the volcano. Egypt would be fun too. I'd love to see the pyramids. Now, there's lots of places it's really cold in the winter. I think it'd be fun to go to Australia and New Zealand too. And honestly, I'd love to go visit Siberia. I want to go see the Tunguska blast. If you're not sure what that is, Google it. No, always some nasty spiders here too. Yeah, I'm kind of with Scott. I'm kind of getting to the point where I got to wrap this one up too. So I know we went like 15 minutes overtime last time. So don't want to get too much in the habit of doing that, but I just lost track of time last time. So I am going to pull the plug on this one at this point. I had a great time. This was a fun discussion, everyone. Glad you were all here. I'll see you again next week. Good night.